In the top stories, National Intervention Team members complete key workshop. Trinidad and Tobago to remove ships from coat of arms. And Democratic National Convention kicks off. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Monday, 19th August 2024. I'm your presenter, Shanique Harvey. Nationally, the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force extends its congratulations to Sergeant Charmaine O'Dane and Constable Delvin Williams from the National Intervention Team for their successful completion of the Empowering Families Building Safer Communities workshop. Held from August 12 to 16, 2024, at the Solid Waste Management Conference Room, the workshop was a vital component of the Federation's efforts to enhance family-focused case management practices. The workshop, led by facilitators Mrs. Michelle Blake and Ms. Dorn Henry, introduced participants to the prevention and intervention family systems model and the bodega model. These innovative frameworks are designed to equip social work practitioners with practical tools to better address challenges faced by at-risk youth. A statement issued by the police force said that by emphasizing family dynamics and leveraging the strengths within familial relationships, the training aims to foster more effective collaboration between law enforcement and local communities. The skills and knowledge gained from this workshop are expected to enhance the officers' ability to contribute to safer and more supportive environments across St. Kitts and Nevis. The Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force anticipates that the insights and techniques from this workshop will be instrumental in the officers' daily responsibilities, ultimately benefiting the broader community. The Caribbean Examination Council, or CXC, has welcomed a new era with the introduction of the electronic pre-slip, or e-pre-slips. To be initially used for the 2024 May-June exam candidates to access results online, the e-pre-slip forms part of the CXC's thrust for innovation, digital transformation, and the application of world-class technologies to make it easier for students to access services. Manager of the Examinations, Assessment, and Security Department at CXC, Karine Holder, explains.
Welcome to the new era of the CXC Electronic Pre-Slip, or e-Pre-Slip, which begins now for all candidates who recently completed their CAPE, CSEC, and CCSLC examinations in the May-June 2024 sitting. CXC is transitioning from the physical printed pre-slips which were dispatched to your school or institution to the e-pre-slips which are downloadable from our online student portal on our website cxc.org. CXC candidates, parents, higher education institutions, prospective employers, and other stakeholders now have the facility to verify results by scanning the unique QR code that is prominently located on all e-pre-slips. Just go online, follow the easy directions, and download your CXC e-pre-slip once results are released. The e-pre-slip is a tangible demonstration of the digital transformation which has been underway at CXC for some time now. Now you can access all your examination results online, and we can all look to a future where all CXC services will be online and easily accessed at the click of a button. We are CXC, committed to your lifelong learning and achievement, pushing the boundaries of technology, proudly serving you in your journey to become the best version of yourself.
And finally, in the local news, on the morning of August 17, 2024, a joint response from the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force and the St. Kitts and Nevis Defence Force was launched following a report of human remains discovered at Piney's Beach on Nevis. Upon arriving at the scene, the responding team found what appeared to be human bones embedded in the rocks along the shoreline. District Medical Officer Dr. Brown confirmed the remains were indeed human, but could not provide additional details about their origin or how long they had been at the site due to their condition. In response to the discovery, an archaeologist has been engaged to perform a detailed examination of the remains and the surrounding area. This additional expertise aims to uncover more information about the bones and their potential significance. The investigation is ongoing as authorities work to determine the circumstances surrounding this unsettling find. The Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force is committed to uncovering the facts and ensuring a thorough and careful examination of the case. After the break, Christopher Columbus's ships to be removed from Trinidad and Tobago's coat of arms. Regional news is next. Stay with us.
So get up and unite.
The CPL is back for 2024. And the St. Lucia Kings are hunting for their first title. This year, it will be the best ever CPL, with global superstars, massive sixes, and incredible entertainment at the biggest party in sport. Get your tickets now at cplt20.com.
We move now to news on the regional scene. Trinidad and Tobago will soon see a significant change to its coat of arms as Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley announced the removal of depictions of Christopher Columbus's 3 ships, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. This decision, made public at a special convention of the People's National Movement, or PNM, marks a shift from colonial symbols to a representation of national identity.
Since we have enough votes in the parliament to do it, I could announce now that as soon as the legislative adjustment is made, and that that adjustment should be made before the 24th of September, we then, over a 6-month period, will replace Columbus' 3 ships, the Santa Maria, the Pinta, and the Nina, with the steel pan.
The coat of arms, which has featured Columbus's ships since its design in 1962 by a committee including Carnival designer George Bailey and artist Carlisle Chang, will soon replace the ships with an image of the steel pan. This change is part of a broader effort to move away from colonial legacies and reflect Trinidad and Tobago's cultural heritage. Rowley emphasized that this alteration symbolizes the beginning of efforts to eliminate colonial vestiges from the nation's constitution. He also noted that it aligns with ongoing discussions about revising the country's historical symbols and educational narratives, a process that began with public consultations initiated by the cabinet in 2022. Immigrants who come to our country and violate with robberies, gun crimes, and violence may be repatriated to their homeland as cargo. This bold assertion made by Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, the Honorable Gaston Brown, via Facebook post over the weekend. Prime Minister Gaston Brown is set to address the nation on Tuesday regarding the escalating crime situation in Antigua and Barbuda. The Prime Minister's address follows recent concerns over the increase in criminal activities and their impact on communities across the country. In his upcoming speech, Brown is expected to outline the government's strategies for combating crime and improving public safety. The address will likely include details on new initiatives, law enforcement measures, and community engagement efforts aimed at addressing the root causes of criminal behavior. During a radio show over the weekend, the Prime Minister warned members of the public against attacking members of the police service.
Apprehended, and unfortunately one of them died during the shootout that took place. But the police is better equipped now to address these calls. So apparently this robbery took place in Parham. But by the time they got to Jennings, there was another team that was able to apprehend them. Unfortunately, they fired the police. And if you fire the police, well, you take what you get. I'm sorry to say that. And I don't want to sound as supporting, any form of excess force here. But the police must protect themselves, and they can have a situation in which they allow criminals to take them out.
Citizens are encouraged to tune in to the Prime Minister's address for crucial updates on the government's approach to tackling crime and ensuring a safer environment for all. Internationally, the U.S. Democratic National Convention, or DNC, kicked off on Monday with delegates from across the country gathering in Chicago, where the party's historic presidential nominee, Kamala Harris, and her running mate, Tim Walz, will outline their vision for the country and how they plan to defeat Donald Trump in November. Harris is expected to make her first appearance after President Joe Biden delivers a primetime speech that highlights his administration's achievements and makes the case for Harris. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton is also set to speak tonight. Harris will put her new economic plan on display at the Democratic National Convention this week. She's vowing to use federal power to combat what she says is price gouging by supermarket giants and to offer government help for first-time home buyers. Trump has slammed Harris's approach as Venezuela-style socialism, but the Republican nominee has his own populist plan. He's pledging to end taxes on tips for service workers, a proposal Harris matched, and would slap tariffs on foreign goods of up to 20% and even higher for China. The DNC culminates on Thursday. And finally, in international news, rescuers on Monday searching for 6 people, including British tech tycoon Mike Lynch, who went missing after a luxury yacht was hit by a waterspout and sank off the coast of Sicily, killing one of the 22 people on board. The vessel was hit at around 5 a.m. on Monday, according to a spokesperson for Italy's Coast Guard. The yacht was anchored about a half a mile from the port of Porticello on the Mediterranean island. 4 Britons and 2 Americans are among those missing, the spokesperson said. 15 others were rescued from the scene, and 1 child was airlifted to the Children's Hospital in Palermo. 8 people were hospitalized in total, according to the mayor's office. The Coast Guard said 1 body was found on the hull of the yacht. The captain is among the survivors, the spokesperson for Italy's Coast Guard said. The 56-meter yacht, called the Bayesian, which flies under a British flag, had mostly British passengers and crew. The Italian Fire Brigade said its divers had reached the yacht's hull 49 meters below sea level, according to a press statement. The brigade also dispatched helicopters to bolster the search operation. And now for the weather. Present weather is partly cloudy and hazy skies. Winds are a gentle breeze of 14 miles per hour from the east-northeast. The temperature is 31 degrees Celsius and 87 degrees Fahrenheit. Seas are 1 to 1.5 meters or 3 to 5 feet. A relatively stable air mass associated with a ridge of high pressure will continue to restrict shower activity across the area during the next 24 hours. The weather forecast for today predicts partly sunny and hazy conditions in general. Tonight will be fair to partly cloudy and hazy conditions with a 20% or slight chance of a brief overnight shower. Sunset today will be at 6:34 p.m. and sunrise tomorrow will be at 5:55 a.m. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your presenter, Shanique Harvey.